right, cue your music.
Let's do it.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, and stay woke. Because this is the Ball Hog Sports Talk with your boy, B. Brown, ESQ, a.k.a. the Ball Hog, a.k.a. the Mouth of the South. This is the place where sports, business, and entertainment collide. And we're going to give it to you rough, rugged, and raw. So come get you a spoonful, like some grits with butter and salt. You know how we do it in the South, y'all. Make sure you do not get caught in your feelings. Strap on your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Come on, let's go, 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 go.
Right on.
What's up? What's going on, big boy? I had to break out my little intro. I hope you guys like that today. Want to put it out here on this on our collabo, the Big Flow show, with the Ball Hog Sports Show. What's going on with you, B?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I loved it, man. I know you weren't asking me; you meant the audience. But I love the intro, man. Well done, my brother. Keep working, brother.
We're gonna tweak it a little bit more, man. But it's just a little start. See what's gonna go on.
Great
you might
start.
See some new faces. You might see
Great
some old
start.
faces. Things going back. Everything's gonna be good. But I hope you appreciate it, man. I put you in there. You're important to my show, man. So
hey, man. Hey, brother. I really do appreciate it. And I have to apologize. I'm not really dressed for the occasion because of this New Jersey weather. I had to shovel snow, man. So you seeing my shovel snow attire as opposed to my normal attire, but it's a sports freestyle
today, man. So I thought I'd give y'all a little something, man. So every time people see me in sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff, I felt like I want to get sexy with y'all today. So I went ahead and put the collar shirt on, Sometimes it's all business.
I did not. I went the other way, man. I just spent 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours shoveling, brother.
I don't do that anymore. My contract doesn't call for that. I got a 15-minute limit in my contract, but I got a snowblower, man. That's when you start getting like older. Like I'm impressed. When I have my snowblower, like I look around to see who's watching me so they can envy my snowblower. You know what I'm saying?
That guy. I'm the envious
so every
guy.
once in a while when they show up, I turn it so I throw it higher in the air. He else can't throw this high.
I'm the envious guy because I'm still shoveling. And I got two sons.
Eye contact though, because if you make eye contact, people might give you one of them come hithers. So you just kind of look over the head now, you put it down, but you look to see if they're looking.
Right.
See if they're looking, man. Oh
yeah,
man, stuff.
I experienced that, man. And both my sons helped me shovel today, but my whole left side of my body, or is it the right side? I'm in so much pain. I don't know which side it is. Something is hurting. A whole side of my body.
You need a bet back. You need to snow again, and then you got to shovel the other way. And then the other side would be better.
I can't wait for my sons to get a little older. All right, I got to start the clock. Everybody knows what it is. It's the Sports Freestyle Hot 16 minutes, 16 bars.
9, 8, something like that. We're going to figure it out. I get it right by the time I post it. One of these volumes.
Volume next.
Yeah. So what's up, man? Big day in sports yesterday, man. Big day in sports mean a lot to me and you. It was National Signing Day. They got the early signing day, man. What do you think about having this early date in the old day? What do you think about that?
Things change so much. It's just crazy. I mean, even the signees, I was trying to just click on some highlight film footage of the signees, Notre Dame signees, and you just can't find it. They've got this thing now, this it's called, what is it called? A Gold Rush or something. Yeah. But it was like a personalized video that they all made. I'm like, man, I don't really need all. I just want to see some football. But I mean, with Huddle and all the other technological advantages, people go directly to the consumer and to the recruiter through Twitter now. I'm showing my age by thinking that I could click on a site and look at the signees footage. Like I'm just showing my age, man.
So that's 2010.
Yeah.
See what they're doing. I look like I showing my son one I thought was cool. Like for a while they were doing these videos. There's a guy named Dalian Hayes who plays for Notre Dame. He's number 9, I think, defensive end. Yep. He had this thing where they put a mission. He had to choose a school. He had to be by a certain time. He's running down the street. He's running upstairs. It was real hot. It was over the top from a standpoint of like you're in high school coming there, but it still was hot in general. I had to give it hot. People are starting to go away from that. So maybe they're trying to do the personal side now and show, that they have families and chores and they eat. And maybe the regular side. That's what we're going.
I will say this. Dalen Hayes came in with all the fanfare, and that video with high expectations. He did end up being a captain. I think he'll have a shot at the next level. So good for him. But I remember watching that video thinking, man, you ain't even got no college credits, bruh. Chill out.
Yeah, you don't have enough, as you should say in school, you don't have enough credit hours for all that.
You don't got
But that's the thing. We're making these guys into superstars and stuff. So, I mean, we got the signing day. Everyone's doing hats off to all the people whose dreams are coming true. And then, like, you know, how good do you have to be to not sign on the first date and to wait for the second date? Do you have to be a 6-star or 5-star? What do you think?
Or there's another wave of people signing today.
So the signing date that you and I did in February 6th, I believe it was, that's still the signing date. This is early signing. But what happened was, if people went to the early enrollees, which is becoming more commonplace, those guys got to sign early. But then the people who didn't sign later. So they just said, let's make an early signing day. I like it. Get this stuff over with. Get it signed
up. Man, you'll be in that chair next year, right? Your son's a senior, rising senior.
Right, he's a junior right now, so I guess you'd say
rising.
We haven't played football yet, so to me, I feel like he's still a sophomore. We're still waiting.
So hats off to you all for going through that process, man. And as you know, you're in my thoughts and prayers, man, making that big decision. So I thought it was cool, but I came from just a fan standpoint as I was looking at the signees, and I watched just Notre Dame. For you, it's both a fan and more personalized because you guys are going through it, man. So
that and you know,
what did you think about the signing day?
I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? I just like to see the kids doing it. I got lucky enough. Just give you a heads up on the Big Flow show. We're going to do some kids. I'll keep those names a secret. We're doing some kids. Number of kids that played for me are now playing in college and signing. So we got a safety going to Notre Dame, Justin Walters. Shout out to him. He played for me when he was in first grade. So
I saw his video.
He saw his video, whatever. So like I know his whole family and everything like that. So that's cool. I've known some kids before that went there. But
Bolingbrook. He was from Bolingbrook.
Bolingbrook, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I've known him since he was just a wee little lad. You know what I mean? And now he's coming out here playing. So there's something about that just makes me feel good. Another kid, Malik Rainey, that's going to Cincinnati to play safety. He's got a great story as well. You know, those two kids I'm gonna try to have, and some different quarterbacks. My son's high school quarterback's going to TCU. JJ McCarthy's going to Michigan. There's just a bunch of kids that you know. It's not like kids you've heard of, but I'm saying kids that you have had to the house, you've been to their, you know, like that you really know. So it's getting to be more real. So I'm excited.
Hey, I'm on the other end of the spectrum, man. As I'm coaching 9U team. I'm just starting. And I look forward to it. Hearing you talk about that is actually cool. I see. I wonder if I could just put I mean, that would be bad. Like I could put a expectation on some of the kids, but I guess could you tell? Let's stay with Justin. Could you tell?
So look, I'll say this: when Justin Walters played for us, he was real thin and real small and stuff. He played. He was a good player, but you know he didn't really excel. Then he left and he went to another one of my good friends. Says he's the one who changed him around because we didn't know how to use him. He went to the next team and he blew up. And then he grew and he did whatever. His brother's a monster. He plays for Army. He's got a sister that's a track star somewhere, and his younger brother get all wrong. They're all good. Two great parents involved. Was I surprised that he did well? Like I never sold him short, but he's far exceeded the expectation I had when I had him in first grade. Right?
That's good to know because there's some kids I'd be looking at like, man, you sure you don't want to play another sport? But there's hope.
Know.
There's hope.
These kids, you never know. They kind of come up. Some of them stop growing. Some of them grow, and they you know, Justin, you never would have thought he's taller than my son. You never would have thought in a million years he'd be taller than my son when you saw him in first grade, right? But now he's blown up. He's tall. He's rocked up. You saw in his video, show him lifting. He's rocked up now. Yeah, he's a monster. Yeah, you know, so you never know. I think a lot of people sell kids short, you know, and they look at what they're doing and say, "Oh, well, this is who the kid's going to be." So,
anyway. Speaking with Justin, and I'm not going to ask you to weigh in one way or another because you know him. But I see a kid like that and it looks like he's already reached like because things are also shifting with kids deciding to, you know, reclass and they're a little older when they get to school.
He's a regular age kid.
So regular age kid. All right. So that doesn't pertain to him. But looking at his body, I'm like, well, how much more can he really put on if he's going to remain a safety? It's just interesting to see that the body types have changed.
He's not as heavy as you would think. Like in that video, he looks like he's a monster.
Oh, he looks swole.
He's swole, but he probably weighs 175 pounds. He has thinner legs. He's the safety. He's 100% safety. He'll come and knock your face off. John Covington's a guy he reminds me of when I played. You probably don't remember him, but he's a thinner dude. But
I remember Cub. I remember all Florida boys. I remember all Florida boys.
He's got that thing that Ryan Shazier has the with the hair, alopecia, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that just makes him look that much more ripped. I mean, he is ripped, but you know, he's cut up, but he's not. If you saw him in clothes, he's good, great up top, but he's a safety. If you see him, you would definitely think he's a safety. He doesn't.
Well, shout out to the class. This would be the class of 21 then, right? The signing class of 21. So good luck to those young men as they embark on a new career. We had that, that memory of walking on campus for the first time as a student athlete. And so, man, I wish all of them the best. But
sticking on that topic, let me ask you what you think about this Jackson State, man. Deion got his 2 sons there. I want to say one must have had to transfer because they can't both be coming out of high school. But he has got 2 sons.
One transfer from the SEC, was playing at South Carolina. The
South Carolina transfer to come play with his dad. Then they got the number 4 JUCO prospect in the world that flipped at the last minute play for him. He's trying to make some noise. What do you think?
Trying, he is, man. Look, if nothing else, when you have that much, attention and hype that Deion has, Deion does everything with a whole bunch of flash, right? He's prime time. And even when you consider how his recruiting has compared to other, not even just HBCU programs, but any program, it's been a whole bunch of Hollywood flash associated with it, and students like that, student athletes like that. I think he's going to be just fine. The corner, the JUCO player that you're talking about also is at corner. So if nothing else, you've got an SEC transfer because his son, I think, started at least 1 or 2 games for South Carolina and made some plays.
Quarterback.
The other one's a quarterback. Yep. They played in a very questionable league in Texas, so some of their numbers are questionable because they play like a very small, like 2A, 3, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Catholic schools in Texas aren't like Catholic programs in Florida or in Illinois. It's considered.
It's not considered to be top football.
Below average.
There's a kid that's going to Nebraska this year coming out of there too. He played in the same defensive backfield, ironically, as Justin Walters and all those guys, same high school.
And he's going to Jackson State?
No, he's going to Nebraska.
Oh,
he went down there. He moved from Bolingbrook. He went down there. A guy named Marquise Buford, and he's a legit baller. So he played 8A ball up here, which is a top-notch ball. He did everything he's supposed to do. Then he went down there for 2 years, and they won state, I think, twice or whatever. So
he played for Deion's team?
Played for on the Deion's team, yeah. So they were bogus, the league, but they got good players. Is my point. It's not like they're a joke. So that kid's a legit goon. So he'll be playing Nebraska next year.
Deion is doing what he needs to do, man. There's been this whole debate whether or not you could build it at a Jackson State because of the facilities and the resources or lack thereof compared to, let's just stick with the Notre Dames and Nebraskas of the world. And Deion's doing it. So we shall see.
Well, they're putting, the cart before the horse, so to speak. They're going to get the players down there before they get the resources. And these guys are going to be the road bearers, I guess, the trailblazers, so to speak, for the next generation. So if they can make a trend, we saw the basketball player that went to Howard. He opted out after 2 games or whatever.
They lost to Queens College, a Division II team, and then all of a sudden he's got some pain in his quad.
Man, I got better things to do. I can't be out here with you.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But they're making strides. Hats off to anybody who wants to do it. No knock. I don't think we're going to do that in the Florima house, but I think
Never say never.
Say never right now.
I follow D on Instagram. I might just shoot him a DM and tell him, go look at this young man.
Get him on the show. Get him on the show. We get him out here. We talk to him.
I'm not only getting on the show, though, I got to get him on the recruiting trail after that Florima blood, man. Go get that young man. Go get him.
We'll listen to a pitch. Will Deion come in the house? We listen to a pitch. He can sit in the living room.
That says something.
As long as he's COVID, as long as he's vaccinated, he can come sit in the living room.
That says something. You've been through the whole rigor of recruiting. You signed to Notre Dame. You've heard the pitches from a lot of these top programs, and yet still you said you would listen to a pitch from Deion.
Why would I listen to a pitch? Why wouldn't I give him a chance? Who does that hurt?
I just would be afraid. Like Deion's got kind of like that like that he's like a reverend trying to take collection, or he just. I just feel like if you give him the time,
a roof tide. You in the roof tide. You thought you were gonna give $20 a day. You out your whole check.
You didn't sign up with a whole check.
I listen to him. You're not gonna make any commitments and stuff. So
that says something. Go ahead, Deion. Keep building it, my brother. Cheers to Deion. Yep,
we're doing it. Switching off a little bit. Another thing. So we talked about how people make these videos and everything going too far. Some of this showboating mentality. Talk to me about University of Florida. The man kicks the shoe.
He threw the shoe.
Throws the shoe and gets the penalty, and they lose, lead to them losing the game and a chance to the championship. It bothered me because when I'm seeing a lot in the 7-on-7 culture is the disrespect culture. Kids catch the ball, they throw into somebody's face. They got this thing where they say pick it, punt it, pick the ball off, you punt the ball. It's just showing so much disrespect as you possibly can. The more disrespect, the better to go viral and stuff. And it's just making this horrible thing, and I look and say, like, these kids are going too far. So
Yeah.
I like the pot of gold where they see the human side of these kids, because I think we're going in a ratchet direction, I think, when it comes to some of this stuff. And here we go. You catch a team an opportunity. So this game is meaningless on Saturday for Florida. I mean, you're really not going to do nothing, just bragging rights. The worst thing that could happen is if Florida wins that game, then they got to stab the dude. They can't even let him walk to the parking lot. But
I think the best thing for them in Florida is to win it, because Miami, although they got the brakes beat off of them against North Carolina, is starting to get back in this position where there is a real battle with some of the top recruits if you look at signing day. And so Florida, I think, has to beat Alabama in order to get an edge.
They're not going to beat them, so you say have to. Like,
I mean, for recruiting purposes, I think it's a big deal.
They should think about plan B then, because they're not going to beat them boys.
Never say never, man. I didn't think LSU would have beat Florida, to be honest, man. Looking at what LSU put, no, exactly. Looking at what Florida had put on the field. Look at what LSU had put on the field. Yeah, what just happened? I mean, Wilson is his last name. I feel sort of bad.
I don't want to put his name out there.
His big brother. I mean, his big brother went to university school, and I know some people that coached him. They're from the Fort Lauderdale area, so. I hate to see a young man take all of the blame for something, because there's several other plays that led to them being in a situation where LSU was even close. But that's what we are from a fan standpoint. We're very short-sighted.
It's his fault, though. We got to stop.
It's his fault.
I don't want to put his name out there because it's not like that, and it could happen. But let's say this: there's other plays that happened that were football related. Your man threw the shoe. He did something completely that had nothing to do with football. I'll even take the face mask.
Stupidity.
You're just dumb. Young it's total ignorant, stupid.
That's part of football.
So it's your fault. You lost the game. You should carry that cross. You should carry.
I wouldn't say it's his fault. Now I might be biased because I got a questionable penalty
in your day. I know you.
I was one of the people that got a penalty that everyone blamed me for a loss. I don't.
That's a celebration.
Yeah, there's so many different plays that get you to that point. Was it a horrible play? Was it stupid? Yes. You just pointed out like the culture, if you will, of these top prospects. And we could blame a whole bunch of things, but it's tough for me to blame a 19-year-old kid.
You got caught up in the moment, man. But you gotta know better. When you threw up that cue and they threw the flag, I was like, what's the difference between that and any other gesture people do? So we can't. I mean, people and everyone doesn't know. Bobby's moniker that he's kept is for Mr. Success Celebration, because after the Michigan game, he scores a touchdown. I'm not going to disrespect your fraternity, but I'll let you throw up your fraternity symbol. He did it. And, I don't think I'm supposed to do that, so I'll try to be right.
I appreciate that.
And so, he throws it up and they throw a flag because they consider it to be taunting, when really it's no different than throwing your arms in the air, different than clapping, it's different than doing there's really no difference in what you did, but it was a cultural thing. And I remember it was a big thing. So there's a difference between doing something that you didn't think for a minute was going to get a penalty and he got a penalty, and throwing a shoe. True. He would put a flag on himself.
I'm just careful. I don't want to be so self-righteous that I look down on that brother. I think throwing the shoe was stupid.
Yeah.
But that's what 19-years-olds do. They do stupid things.
Yeah. And I don't look down on him. I think the kid's great. That's why I don't want to keep mentioning his name and put it out there. I just think that you had to say at the end of the day that cost them the game. I mean, really, think about it. It comes down, you boil it down. Yes, somebody else could have done something else. They could have jumped over the line and tackled. Okay, yes, it's not impossible. That didn't go on the scoreboard when he threw it, but it's terrible. But anyway, we move.
Nah, you're right. I mean, look, hopefully he'll grow from it. I think Dan Mullins coming to his defense was very stand up, but also another sort of tip of the cap for him with recruiting, because players want player coaches.
Yeah. So, it's different in our day. In our day, they would have. I don't know if they would have reamed most Coach Holtz. Probably, I don't know. I don't know if he would have reamed the guy.
Stop.
No. In the media, he was a sword faller.
Yeah, not in the media.
He would have said, "Man, I got out coached today. He did whatever." I'm gonna give him that. Right. I don't really remember him ever throwing one in the place. Now, Coach Davey would say, "Oh, that damn ass kid. We just don't have smart players at our team." He would say something. He would go after the kid. And I don't think you do that as a coach because you lose the kid like that. Because it's like, all right, so when the coach makes a bad call when they interview the kid, is he gonna say, "I told the coach we're supposed to run outside. That boy wanted to run inside." You know,
I done told him.
I told him without him. So
you
anyway,
said it. I did. You said it about Davey. I did. So whatever.
That's fine. I don't care what he says. I hope he's listening.
Anyway,
so what you got to talk about today, man? What's your questions?
Let's see. I don't have much today, man. I wanted you to be the quarterback, man.
Sometimes to be a quarterback.
And you all topics were great, man.
Last one I gotta ask, man. We'll talk about it. Well, the rising star in the NFL, man, Stephon Diggs. You see the game the other day?
Oh, he's a baller.
He's a killer.
Why would you call him? But here's the thing with me when it comes to who we define. Like, he balled out in Minnesota. He won a playoff game.
When I say rising star is a bad way to say it. Is he the best receiver in the NFL right now?
No.
Okay, that's what I read in the article. No, when I did my little prep, someone says Stephon Diggs is the best. He never was talked about.
That's that whole recency bias, man.
Yeah,
he balled out. But let's remember, like, he was balling out in Minnesota. Buffalo, it's been a whole different narrative because, Josh Allen is balling. So
nobody balls at Buffalo. I mean, they just, except for Marshawn Lynch, I don't remember being excited.
It's tough to ball with a dual threat quarterback because
some of those plays, it's winter and the summer. But go ahead.
Some of those plays, he's pulling the ball down, he's running instead of throwing to Stephon Diggs or anybody else. But yeah, man, I like to see these young receivers balling out, but to call him the best receiver in the NFL, I think is a bit of an overreach.
Who's the best?
Man, that's tough, man, because I'm so picky about that position. If I had to pick somebody right this second, I don't know, man. I
got to follow up to that. That may be easier. Who's having the best season this year as a receiver?
Because I was gonna say I like Michael Thomas, but he obviously hasn't done much. He was hurt.
His quarterback.
Yeah, but so and a quarterback change. Who's
the
having
best receiver this year is a tight end, I think, this year.
And that's the other thing. Like, the idea of who's a receiver has broadened significantly with these tight ends being glorified receivers, right? They come into the.
Kels, I mean, he's killing.
Who's that?
Kels from
yeah.
I think he's leading the league in reception in yards.
Yeah, but to me, receiver.
In fact, we even had the conversation. He's the best.
but to me, receiver means that you need to line up out wide, run routes, understand where to sit down in the zones, know how to.
You're not giving him any credit for that. He's just a big.
I'm not giving him credit. I just think some of that is accomplished by alignment and by play calling. Whereas receivers, I think more needs to be initiated by what you do in your route. And maybe I'm being biased because
that's fair. I hear what you're saying, just to distinguish between the two. But one thing I saw that they gave him a lot of credit for is that he used to be a quarterback, and so they're saying that he just is. So you don't like it.
Look, man. I don't see how you can have a conversation without saying Tyreek Hill because at the end of the day, if I'm faster than you.
He's so good.
He runs crazy routes. His hands
jump so high. He
just jump high. It's like
he's so good.
So I can't have the conversation without Tyreek Hill, but that would be so out of character for me to pick Tyreek Hill over some of the bigger, more route technician type receivers.
Mm-hmm.
But Tyreek Hill makes it tough for me to pick anybody else.
So then, do you take away from Mahomes then because he's got two of the baddest men in the NFL he's throwing to, or does he make them sweet? I don't know. It's hard. We can excuse away everybody's success, but at the end of the day, just I would take Tyreek Hill production,
and he got Sammy Watkins who just came back too. So,
but I don't like a top 5 pick, and he's just like a dude. He's just a guy.
Another dude over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't take away from him, but when you start talking about quarterbacks and comparing, I do think you need to assess what weapons they have around them when comparing apples to apples. Because a lot of times it's not apples to apples, and for you to have those type of weapons in a Patrick Mahomes means I can't compare you to a who doesn't have weapons. Like, I hate even to say Cam Newton because he's playing terrible, but look at there's
that's the thing. I think that's the thing that's kind of weird is it's like I always say with the flower, man. Like if you overwater a cactus, it'll die. You water a rose, it's gonna bloom. It's okay. So look at and Tom Brady. He's got more weapons now around him than he's ever had, at whatever, and he's not doing as well. he does better with no-name guys because I guess you can never key on anything. Now he's got goons, and he's not doing as
He didn't
well.
exactly have no name guys like
I
Julian
mean,
Edelman.
so yeah, he had Randy Moss, but he never really had like he has a lot.
You don't like Julian Edelman?
He was
Julian
good, but what did
Edelman
he do
was
when
a
he left?
beast. Say again.
Was that him that left? No.
No, he got hurt. You're talking about Amendola left. Amendola left. Like
What did he do when he left?
nothing.
Nothing. What did the other little dude do? More squatty white dude.
Not Edelman.
No. Before he was the first one. I can't remember his name.
You talking about? They called him 7-Eleven. The guy was always open.
Yeah.
White guy who played at
Wes Welker.
Wes Welker balled though everywhere he went.
Did he ball everywhere? Or did he stop balling?
Everywhere he went. He balled at Miami. He was a
Where
utility
was he first?
guy.
Miami. Then he came to Patriots, and then he went
Yep.
where?
Yeah, and they had Chris Hogan did the same thing. Came from Miami, went to the Patriots.
My thing is, man, you get people who play for the Patriots. We had Givens to play for Notre Dame was a monster at the Patriots. He left, and nobody knows where he went to. And I love him. I'm not talking bad about him. I'm just saying.
He hurt his knee, man. Injuries, bro.
He does good. He does good at making people where they need to go, man. So I know.
Back to your original question, I love Julio Jones, but how do I make that argument this year? Because Julio Jones being that big, that fast, and that technically sound from a route running standpoint, having very solid, hands, and he brings in the ball. He catches the ball.
What about Hop?
Situations. I love Hop too, but Hop to me, Hop is not as technically sound running his routes, but I mean, doesn't need to. Yeah, he can
catch anything. He's open even if he's covered. Just throw it.
You see the challenge. To Hop to me is like the whole Derek Mays. Like I don't care what it says on paper. I'm gonna catch this ball.
Catch the ball, and I don't
catch the ball.
I catch the balls around here. So yeah, it's interesting, man. Yeah. But anyway, we had a little hot 16 today, man. I know
hot
some
16 bars.
obligations that they got to get to. I got my suit on. I got to do some more business stuff. You got on the hat and the mustache. I know you got a little something to do, man. But see y'all.
Hey man, I'm moving to Florida, man. I'm moving to Florida. That's it. I decided the day after the whole right side of my body is numb from all of that doggone show snuffling.
You should, because then I come down there. We do the show down there. I can't.
Sure, man.
I mean, my wife relocate on my shoulders.
The Big Flow Show. Hey, catch us in the morning for the Ball Hawks.
What's the topic tomorrow? What's the topic?
We're gonna do some of that Dion HBCU stuff.
Okay.
We'll do some
brief with that.
I'm gonna do some of that. I'm gonna talk about. I got a guest coming on from Clemson, a guy who I play with with the Browns, who's a big Clemson guy from Florida, talks a lot of trash. So don't want to miss it. It's the Ball Hawk Sports Talk tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with your boy B Brown ESQ, aka the Ball Hawk, aka the Mouth of the South, aka Mr. Excessive Celebration. And you know, for Christmas, why that moniker is.
For Christmas, I'm gonna ask my wife to give me some new names. Big Flow is all I got. You got so many names. He got so many names. How come I only got the one name?
Because you rock it out with just your one name.
Just a Big Flow, man. That's big, man. I'm too bad. I got too much weight to carry around. I have all these other names to carry. That's a burden on my back.
Let me know
when the Big Flow show to come out, man. I got some good interviews coming out. I'm hitting some of these high school kids, college to be. Do some different stuff with Sean Wood when our kids talk about the NFL. Concussion lawsuit, some of the stuff inside track. So just more to come. Be on the lookout, guys. Take care, man. Peace.